Welcome to Frostpunk 2024 Perfect Start Episode 1. Now, over the next 26-27 minutes, we are starting a new home, and I am going to tell you everything that you need to do to have as good playthrough as possible. Now, this is literally clicking a new home, so this is all the normal settings, so nothing has been shifted easier. We're playing this as it is meant to be played. Okay, so we've paused the game. The reason we've paused it is we want to instantly set people to collecting resources. So we're going for the 2 wood piles. We do need to find some coal. We've got 2 piles over here, so let's assign 15 people to one of those and hit play. Okay, so we now have 20 people unassigned. That is fine. We're going to start collecting resources. Priority is going to be on the wood. So we've now got 15 people working on the 2 wood piles, 15 people working on steel, and 15 people working on coal. Now the reason we've got 2 on wood is because we need to build beds before the first night, and for that we need to build 8 tents. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as much wood as we've got now, but luckily we've got 30 people working on wood collection, which is going to give us enough to be able to build the remaining huts. So again, put it back down to normal speed. We also need 1 medical tent for now, and we're going to leave space for a second one in the inner ring later on. So we've now got 5, add this will be 6, 7, and we've just run out of wood. We need to build 1 more to sufficiently house everyone. So there we go, and let's go. Tents, there we go. Okay, so this is the important thing on day 1, is you want to get 8 tents built, you want 1 medical facility, and then we start expanding out from there. So we need more resources, and what we're going to want to do is start putting in gathering posts pretty quickly. So this gathering post here is now going to be able to collect from all 3 of these resource piles. Rather than having 15 people working on each, we can fill this up with 10 people and they will collect from all 3 piles. Now here we go, we've got a notification on the generator because we haven't turned it on, so we go to steam level 1, but let's collect with path first. So connect, not collect. So we want to connect the gathering post to path, otherwise it won't function correctly. And ideally we want to build a second gathering post next to these 2 piles of coal. Now we do have enough resources to build it, but what we're not going to have enough is wood to connect a path. That's fine, let's hit play. It's the end of the day, that's fine, and here we go. The heating is off, the generator's off. People are afraid they'll freeze to death in their sleep if you don't at least turn it on for the night. So that's what we're going to do. Generator is now on, and that lovely warmth is spreading to all of the tents that we've built. So that -20 is mitigated by the generator. So again, all of the beds are being built. We need to unassign people from one of the piles, reassign them to the gathering post, and for now we'll leave it as is because the resource collection will be even quicker. We might as well use people. Now we saved 5 engineers. The reason we saved them was to put them in that medical tent. So the medical tent is now staffed. We've only got 10 homeless. The last tent is about to be finished. So we also are going to need to build a cookhouse and of course hunters. But for now, you don't need to worry about food on day 1. We've got 1 person sick. That's fine. They're going to go straight to the medical tent. In fact, we've got 3 people sick. There we go. Everyone goes back into their tents for the night to remain nice and cozy and warm in their tents. Okay, so we're on to day 2 and the day has started. So next up we are going to want to, as soon as we've got enough wood, is connect with path. Nope, we still don't have enough, so we'll just go to there for now. Yes, we're out of wood, that's fine. Let's speed up time. Oh, click off, there we go. Again, pause and connect with path. There we go. And again, we've got the people collecting the coal, that's fine. What we will do is reassign people. So now that the steel wreckage has been collected, we've got the 2 wood piles and we've now got extra staff to assign. So we will assign them to the gathering post, which will collect from those 2 piles of coal. Now we're making a lot of coal. from those two piles, but again they're limited, so we will need to do something else. Now the next thing is the cookhouse, so we need to get that built, so we'll get that put in. And again, we want a hunter's hut as well, so we can either put it behind or we can put it next to. The choice is entirely yours, or you can follow along exactly. It's entirely up to you. So the generator hums, lovely stuff, hope rises. And again, building extra structures. Now the cookhouse is not going to be finished before the end of the day, which is fine, but we also want workshops, and we want 2. So we're going to build 2 workshops straight away, because what that does is it speeds up research. So in the end we'll have 4 or 5 later on, but we will go for 2 for now, just to speed up that initial research. There we go, connected with path, and again we can speed up time. We're out of wood again, yeah, that's fine. The wood pile has nearly been depleted, so we're going to need to build another gathering post soon over there. Okay. Okay, so research. We can now perform research. Now the first thing you're going to want to research is the hunters, so hunters gear, and that will give better basically resource collection of food when they go out into the frozen wasteland. So again, hunters gear and research, and that will start tomorrow. So we now have both of these are ready and available. We've now equipped our cookhouse, so tomorrow that will start cooking food, and we will have hunters going out in the not too distant future as soon as that hunter's hut is completed. And we want another gathering post. Now we want the gathering post over by here. That's another 2 wood piles and a steel pile. So again, that's going to give us additional resources. So people from our convoy is one of the first things that pops up. That's fine. Build a beacon, and we're going to be able to go and find them. So again, we want to hit play, have a look at our temperatures. Everything's looking good. We've got people walking out into the snow. Again, not a problem. Consumption is nice and good. We've got 10 people to assign to the hunter's hut, so that's fine. And again, we've still got people assigned to this coal pile that we can get rid of and put that to max. Now, if we were to look at the generator, our coal income will have declined, but it wouldn't have declined far enough to negate and go red, which means you're burning more coal than you're collecting. So again, completely fine. So we've now got cookhouse, hunter's hut, 2 research, so tech posts for research, and we continuously move the gathering posts so that we're able to have a steady stream of resources coming in until we're able to build other resource types. Now, you want your first adaptation law, and you want child shelters. Child labour, I always find, is not the best thing to do. It means you can have kids doing jobs and gives you extra people, but you genuinely don't need it. And of course it makes you more of a dictator, to be honest. So yes, I always go with child shelters. So now we go to people, and we have the option for child shelter, which is 20 wood and 5 steel. So again, we will build that when we can, but we do need another day to be able to do so. And we need to also build the beacon, but at the moment we don't have any wood, and it's night time anyway. So here we go, we're into a new fresh day. Wait for the resources to start piling in. Our first research is also 38% done, and we want to connect this up with path as well. So there we go. So that gathering post, we've got 10 people left over, so we'll throw them in there. That's going to speed up our resource collection even further, although this pile is nearly done. 3, 2, speed it up a little bit so it's done. Yep, totally depleted, so we'll deconstruct it, and that will give us back some of our resources. So again, get rid of the gathering post. Again, we can speed up time. Oh, we've got an exclamation, family torn apart. So this is where a woman is saying that her husband and daughter didn't reach the city, and she wants to be one of the first people to go out. Not a problem, we'll see what we can do. Okay, so the path is now being built to our second gathering post, and we will start getting resources from that momentarily. And we have the people on the coal piles, so we are good for now. Now there's a little bit more resources, there's some steel, but that's about it. So we're going to have to start thinking about a sawmill. Our research is done, so our hunter's gear has been researched, and we want to go with our next research. Now, although we need the beacon, the next research that's worth doing is going to be faster gathering and then sawmill. Actually, we'll do sawmill first, because at the end of the day we could potentially run out of wood, and you do not want that to happen. So now that we've researched the sawmill, we'll be able to place one down, and it gives us a steady income of wood. So coal pile depleted already. But we can also now build our child shelter. Now we've got 15 kids, so we only need one. One child shelter can hold 15 children, so we'll get that built, and that will give a nice little hope boost. Now, as long as there's enough room in the child shelters for all children in your city, you will always get a hope boost from it. Now, we want to immediately go and do our next law, which is medic apprentices. You don't need engineer apprentices. Medic apprentices I tend to find works out better in the long run, especially later on when you've got more people that are sick. So there we go. We now have medical apprentices. Our next piece of research is 83% done. I will skip forwards because obviously this is the night. Not a lot's happening, but we are going to get a double temperature drop in the morning. So that's hit. So we've now got a double temperature drop, and the cookhouse is now too cold for them to work. So get rid of the staff, because at the moment we don't have heaters researched. And that's going to be another important piece of research. So there we go. We've completed our sawmill research. We now know that we need to research heaters next, so that we can keep those buildings functioning. Now, if you have a quick look at temperature, you'll see everything is cold, because the temperature has dropped 2 levels. So we are going to want to do something about it, but you'll see in a minute that it's not too much of a worry, but you will start getting people sick, and you'll notice that the discontent has gone up as well, because it's now -40 and the generator heat is not mitigating that cold. But next up, we do want a sawmill. So sawmill, and put it down so it's near a large decent amount of wood, so that looks like a reasonable amount. Place it down and then connect it up with path. There we go. And once that's built, we can start collecting wood, a lot more than we were from the 2 little scrap piles. And again, you want as much resources coming in as possible. Here we go, we've got a notification, so a note of thanks. That note of thanks is for the child shelters, which means, you know, it's not how London was, and we've now got heaters researched. So pause the game. Now the next thing we're going to want to research is going to be faster gathering, or steam hub, or beacon. Now I'm going to go with beacon because we want to get that built as well early, and now that the heaters are ready, we can turn them on. It's going to make it a lot nicer for people working. Again, our science places as well need to turn them on, and what you can do is just have a quick look at the temperature, see what you haven't turned the heaters on for. So the child shelter, let's turn it on. Again, the sawmill isn't built yet, so again the medical post will turn it on, and you've also got the cookhouse as well, but we've got no staff in there. But at the moment we've got 116 already prepared food, so we don't need to necessarily turn it on now. Again, you can check your coal consumption if you are able to. You can then put the people back into the cookhouse to get them working, and you'll see the temperature there is now just cold. So it's just chilly. Not cold, sorry, it's chilly. So you've got freezing, chill, cold, chilly, then eventually you get comfortable, which is red. Ideally you want everyone to be comfortable, but in the game it's quite challenging to get everyone comfortable all the time. So again, at night, what you want to do now is put your generator into overdrive. So now that it's in overdrive, it's raising the temperature 2 levels. Our discontent has disappeared because everyone is now going to be comfortable. Get the people into the sawmill. Again, I'm skipping forward. So morning comes, turn off your overdrive. We're only at about 30-40% of the generator going critical. So you always want to pay attention to that red bar. Again, we're into the new day. Everything is fine. Once those heaters kick in, those workplaces won't be as cold as they are now because we're not at 8 o'clock. So here we go, 8 o'clock. Workday started, and those workplaces will be warmer than they were, of course, because we now have the heaters. So again, speed up time. We're collecting resources. So gathering post resources depleted. so we need to get rid of that, and we need to move it to the other coal piles. So we need to build another gathering post. We want it near these two piles of coal. There we go. And then you want to connect it up, of course, with path. So we'll run the path through the middle here. Make sure it's a straight line. There we go. That will get constructed and we are good. Now, we're not researching anything at the moment. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. And we can also introduce a new law. So let's go to research. And we haven't done Steam Hub yet, but faster gathering is now worthwhile so that we collect those piles much quicker. And also, once we get a coal thumper, the guys will be able to collect the coal quickly as well. So we want to put in our beacon. I tend to put it away from the middle of our city, so I tend to put it at the edge of the furthest path that we've got. So this one's fine. It's near 3 scrap piles that are all going to be gone anyway, so that will be fine. And again, speed up time. Gathering post is ready, so we put our people into there. Have a look at our consumption. We're using 228 a day, but once we get the extra people in there, we'll be fine. Again, the other one's currently being deconstructed because, of course, that's been exhausted, and our sawmill is working away on the wood that we've got. So again, speed up time. Again, a lot of the nights I will cut past because not a lot happens unless I'm doing stuff at night. And again, we're running this at high speed most of the time. You can run it on normal speed if that's what you want to do. But we've now got our beacon, and that means we're going to be able to create our first scout squad that are going to be able to go out into the frozen wasteland and start exploring locations, which is one of the most important mechanics of the game. Because you need a minimum of 2 scout squads. You can go for 3, which will allow you to get more technology in the end game. But again, it's personal choice. But I'm doing it in a playthrough where you will be able to get to the end of the game with a fairly decent population size and not too much death. Death is pretty much unavoidable in the early game unless you go way over the top in the earlier stages. But I think this is a more realistic playthrough for anyone that's coming here for help. So again, I've created our first scout squad and sent them to the first location. Now let's switch on the overdrive again, because again it is cold and the temperature is going to rise 1 level, and let's go back to adaptation. So the temperature is going to go up in the morning. Next one you're going to want to do is sustain life. You don't want radical treatment, you want sustain life. So sustain life, we're going to keep people alive. And again, that's going to give a nice little hope boost, but also a discontent boost, because some people are going to be annoyed that, you know, we're keeping people alive. And there you go. Why take up all the beds with these goners? Okay, ready for the search. We need a win. Well, actually, we've already sent our people out for the search, so that's fine. Again, we're not making enough coal, so we've got our 1 gathering post. So I'm skipping forwards over the night. You can see the generator got to about 53% critical, which is fine, and the temperature is now going up. And we now want to also build some additional tents. Now the reason we want to build additional tents is because we will be rescuing some people, so you want to build some additional tents. Let's get the path in there as well. We'll go all the way around. We've only got 9 wood left now, that's fine, but we also need a second medical post. So again, let's speed up time. Here we go. So explore, a happy reunion. So we've found 36 people. So we need 4 tents, and I've built 3 already. So we only need to build 1 more. Now the only problem is that they are going to be cold because it's outside of the generator's range. So one of the next things we need to research is going to be a steam hub. Faster gathering researched, fantastic. Let's have a look at our consumption now. Look at that, we're now in the green again. Lovely stuff. Okay, again, we don't have a lot of resources at the moment, but we never turn the heater onto that gathering post. There we go. Okay, so everywhere's now nice and comfy. We're still in green for production, and it's time to do some more research. We need to prepare for the coal piles running out, so the next research you're going to want to do is coal thumper, because that's going to drag coal out of the ground. Okay, again, speed up time. We've got enough resources now for the second medical post, so that now goes in where the space was left at the beginning of the episode. And the people have just arrived at the city, and we've got nearly enough housing for them, so here they come. Okay, people from our convoy reunions. We will look for the others. So we will find more people. Now our guys are waiting, so we might as well send them straight out, and my advice would be go to the observatory, because that's where more people are. So that'll get more people back to your city and give you the ability for more expansion and resource collection. So again, the scouts, blah blah blah. What do we want to do? We want to build one more tent. That's it. And we're also going to want to build path behind those tents as well. But let's speed up time. Research complete on the coal thumper. Lovely stuff. We can now have max workers, and more importantly, anywhere that we don't have max workers, you could now add the additional people. But quickly, we need to go to our next research, and for that we need the steam hub. Now the other is the steelworks, so we've literally researched everything apart from the steam hub and the steelworks. The steelworks obviously is the last thing, because you will start to need to bring in steel. Now we've got 36 people homeless at the moment. We've got 2 unwell that aren't in the medical post because the second medical post hasn't been built, but we also need to put in the coal thumper. So I'm going to put the coal thumper next to here because it will become ready once those other little piles of stuff are gone. So here we go, speed up time. I've skipped over the night. Again, having a look, everything is nice and cozy apart from the 4 tents that are outside the range of the generator. Now we're going to put the overdrive on for the residents that are in the middle, but we still do have 4 people who are quite cold. So after sustain life, your options to go for your next things are care house, rations for the eel I tend to go for, so let's go for that now. So we can speed their recovery up by giving them extra food rations. Now we don't have many food rations at the moment, so we do need to build some more hunters' huts. There we go. Everyone is now in medical care. So as you can see, we're not breaching over the level, but that's mainly because we've still got those people in the cold. But we'll turn off the overdrive again. It's morning time. We've only got 22 hours left of coal because we're burning slightly more than we're collecting, but that's fine. We can get another gathering post down once we've got the resources, and those 2 gathering posts will be able to collect from the coal thumper and will put us back into the green again. So steel wreckage is now depleted, okay, and our guys are waiting, and we found more survivors. So the sun is dimming, blah blah blah. Okay, so that is another 35 people that are going to be coming back to the city. Right, so we're back in the city. We know that we've got another 35 people coming, so we are going to need an additional 3 tents. But we're also going to need to be able to collect more coal, so we will put in another gathering post. Okay, just looking around everything. Obviously our steam hub is nearly researched as well. We need more food, so let's put in a couple more hunters' huts. And again, we'll need to connect those up with path, so we'll run the path along the front edge. There we go. As we currently now don't have enough food. So we've now got steam hub researched. Fantastic. What do we want to research next? So drawing boards are going to be after we've done the steelworks. So the steelworks, we need to get that researched. There we go. We can build now, and we can build our steam hub, and we want it to be over here somewhere, but there is no path, so we need to put in some path. There we go. Now we've got very decent production because of the coal thumper, and we will put in the steam hub. So there we go. That's covering all the 4 new houses. So that's a good location, and we can also build more now behind because of course we've got additional people are going to be arriving in the city in 6 hours. So let's speed up time just so that we've got enough wood. And that should probably be enough. And our steelworks has been researched as well. So again, next research is drawing boards, which is going to be 50 wood. So we've managed to achieve that. And we've only got 23 wood. Okay, cold homes. Let's heat some homes. Let's heat all homes. Might as well, because to be fair, the steam hub has just come online and that is going to be able to keep everyone nice and warm. So we've already ticked that off, which is good. All the snow is melting off the tents, and we can build. We're still in the green for consumption as well. The new people have just arrived in the city, so we do need to build some more tents. Now I don't think we've got enough to build 3, but we can get 2 built. And in the morning we will be able to build the remaining ones. So we're going to send the guys off to the sturdy shelter as the next place, and that's pretty much it for this episode. So we've gone through and we're on day 4. So wisdom of the crowd, day 7 even. We're approaching day 8. I don't know why I thought we were on day 4 then. And we've now got our extra hunters huts. The extra accommodation is going to be built, and we're in a good place. So I will be continuing this series all the way through to the storm, showing you guys what to do from beginning to end. So I hope you're enjoying episode 1. If you want to make sure you don't miss the next episode when it comes out, then do subscribe. But until next time, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and from me, Know It All Gaming, good night, and see you next time.